Okay, this is Tash again, hello, and this is my last video on my setup for my study, and this relates to Evernote. So I've just had my subjects for this study period that start next week. They've been released as of yesterday. Sorry, I was moving some stuff aside so I can access my mouse. And now I've started to populate my Evernote. So I get my subject stuff from here, and then I migrate it over to here. So I've got two subjects that I've shown on my planner. So SP4 is my note stack, and these are my notebooks, and then within those notebooks I have all of my notes that relate to each week and assignments, etc. So showing property B, what I've got here is a general tab, and I put general information on here, so the course outline, and this is specifically related to my course. I don't know how other courses or degrees are done, but so I have one page for easy access to my course outline, a study guide, a Real Property Act update that's just specific to that subject, and weekly summaries. So because I'm being examined at the end of this study period, I need to do summaries the end of every week, just so it keeps, while it's fresh in my mind, so that'll assist me during swap vac preparing for exams. What I do is I save these on Dropbox, and I sort them into folders relating to those subjects. I won't show you that because then I'll show you everything else that I've got in there. Excuse me, that I don't really want to show. So after that, I've got a cut and paste setup of how I like to set up each of my notes for each week, and that is basically what I need to do for lecture, and this is what I need to do for the tutorial. So I have readings before lecture, and readings and things to do before the tutorial. So if I go to my first week, these are the things that I need to do to prepare. So I need to do a stupid amount of reading before it starts. So 500 pages, no, 400 pages up to chapter 5 before next week. And then the pages as you see there. I don't have any cases to read before the lecture, and the lecture slides haven't been released as yet. And here are the case laws pertaining, and I refer to the study guide in setting these out. So these are the cases that I need to read, and statutes before I attend the tutorial and answer those questions ready for the tutorial. Of course, this is all best case scenario that I get all this done. I generally don't, but I try and limp along as best I can. The second week, so basically what I do is here is I title WO2 or O2, so that's week 2. The title is Volunteers and Unregistered Interests and Caveats pertaining to the Torrens system. So I name what the topic is for that week that directly relates to the study guide, and then I break it down so it's linear, and I can go, okay, tick, 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 this is what I've done, what I haven't done. Haven't been given any cases to read for the lecture, but I leave them there because the lecturer might say, oh, by the way, you'd want to read this case. And then we go, oh, great, so we'll throw that in there. And these are the cases ready for the tutorial, more legislation and questions to do. So that follows that all the way through. That's the only information I've received so far. Sometimes they give some information up to, say, week 3, week 4, and then nothing after that. So I've got to keep updating. So going in, if I scroll down, so I've got an assignment, an exam, and a test. Don't have any information on the assignment nor the exam as yet. I'm told the assignment will be released in the first week. However, I've been given some information on the in-class test, and that's what I've written down, just to remind myself, okay, these are the topics that I need to make sure that I know backwards, ready for that test, and it's worth 15% of my grade. So during that lecture, first hour of that lecture, that's what that test will be on. Now that's pretty straightforward for law, regular law stuff. But going into law and globalisation, this is actually a very different setup, even though it's a law topic. There's no real cases to read, and that'll become clear as I progress. So again, I've got course outline, which is just the regular uni stuff, study guide that's released by the course coordinator or subject coordinator, tutorial readings that he's added, and I've started weekly summaries, and there I've put headings of basically their breakdown. So if they say in their study guide, you need to know this, 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 this and this, chances are I'll use them as my weekly summary headings and expand on those ready for exam. So again, I've got the notes pertaining to the topics. As you can see, that's just general information. So for the first week here, this setup is rather different. I've got to read the study guide, I've got e-readings on the website. They've given direction as to what's got to be read. So these are articles and journals. And this particular lecturer has decided that we've got to watch YouTube videos. And he's released his lecture slides. They come out in PowerPoint, but I like to put them on PDF as shown in a previous video so that I can annotate the PDF and draw all over it and all that sort of stuff, which is what you can't do on the PowerPoint. You can only take notes underneath each slide, and I don't like that. I like scribbling on the slide. So further in the tutorial, got more readings on articles. Some of this seems to be repeated for some reason, and I don't know why, but I've just left that because I've just copied directly from what the lecturer has put, and it appears there's no questions for the tutorial yet. Now you might think this looks like it's very it's duplicated from the Moodle or Learn Online page in the uni website, and that may be true. However, this makes sense of what is on the actual uni page, and I'll show you that in a sec. Nice and linear that I can tick things off and I understand it. So if I go over to here, I'm only going to show briefly because I don't think I'm allowed to show a lot of what's on here to breach confidentiality, but there's a lot of information that we have to do that seems really overwhelming, and trying to check. It's not easy for me to read, so rather than me being overwhelmed as to what I'm supposed to do, so in here you just open up. Oh, hang on, will that open? There's more readings again, so lots of things that are hiding, and I've got study guide to refer to that's important, and it's like I said, it's just overwhelming. So I break that down into my Evernote, and I, as you can see, week 2, lots of YouTube videos. Some like an hour long. How we find the time, I don't know. But what I'm going to do, because I need to go back into exercise and try and lose some weight. My goal is to lose 20 kilos by November to fit in my favourite dress for a friend's wedding. I will achieve this. My aim is that when I go to the gym, say jump on the treadmill or whatever, I'll watch one of these YouTube videos, and there's not a lot to watch. It sounds like a seminar with people talking about academic type stuff, and you just got to absorb it. So got the lecture slides there. So it's just something that's central. I can access this on my mobile. I've got a small school laptop that I've shown on a previous video, and this is my home setup. I've got, as you can see, 2 monitors. If you can get 2 monitors or even 3, fantastic, because you can split your screens and read texts while you're typing on other stuff and have multiple windows open with research and reference, which is fantastic if you can do it. But if you've only got one, you've only got one. These are 22, I think, inch monitors. They're getting pretty long in the tooth now, but they still work for me. So I think that pretty much covers it. This is just what I have in my planner, just showing you down here, is really just a prompter away from the computer screen to do stuff. Now, a lot of the things I need to read are on a computer. So I'll either take my school laptop, which really is a, hello Ollie, sorry that's my cat, it's alright, it's cold outside, he's having a bit of a complaint. The school laptop that I've got is basically just a tablet with a keyboard, so I might take that and sit in bed and read whatever e-reading I've got, but mainly if I've got a textbook, I can just pull out this and refer to it, or if I'm doing my study at uni, I've only got the uni laptop that's only a 12-inch screen, I think, so limited real estate there to see things, so this planner is useful in that aspect. Not useful at home in front of the computer, obviously, because I have this to refer to. My other reason for having it in two is, sorry, you can hear crunching in the background. Ollie's decided that he's hungry after his fight with socks. God, honestly, it's like having more kids. Having the duplication on Evernote and in my planner can seem a bit cumbersome, but I only do this setup pretty much once, and doing the duplication and repeating myself also sinks into my brain, hey, you need to do this stuff, this is important. As I said in an earlier video, I've got about 6 litres worth of work to try and cram into a 4-litre life bucket, and things are spilling out everywhere, and it's just an absolute cluster, dog's breakfast, to try and organise everything, and I feel like I'm always chasing my tail. So if I try and organise things really structured, then I'm more likely to be able to achieve them, to simplify, so I don't have to use my brain power to work out where the hell I'm at, that I can just do what it is that I need to do, because the study gets pretty overwhelming pretty quickly, as you can see. So hopefully, out of all of those videos, I've kind of described something that makes sense, or something that can be adapted on how you can structure your study. Like I said, this is completely customizable, because it really depends on what degree or diploma or course you're doing as to how complicated it needs to be. I prefer using Evernote. There's OneNote. I don't like that at all. It's really unstable. It's only a Microsoft product. It's not well supported. Once you, I think, way it's created with the file images, so it's saving images rather than just files. I don't think I'm explaining that very well, but it runs out of memory really quickly, and things don't sync properly, or they sync old files, and everything falls to pieces just before exams, and everyone gets sad panda, as you can imagine. So Evernote, you pay money. I've got the top version, whatever it's called. It's something like $50 a year or something like that, or I think it's gone up to $80 a year, but you've got pretty much unlimited access. Because you're paying for the service, you get proper support, and you can ask people, go on forums and on the Evernote forum, and there are people allocated to assist you with inquiries to personalise things. So it's a really good setup. It doesn't look as pretty as OneNote, but it's reliable, and that's why I will not go to use anything else. You can use groups to do group projects on this too, which is really good, but I'm not sure how to do that. Someone else hopefully could give a video on how to do that. I think that's about it. Thanks for listening, guys. Hopefully it's helpful. Cheers. Bye.